today's video on the second part of the presentation, increasing strength and mass of muscles. This presentation is about the best coach of the golden era in bodybuilding. It is Vince Gironda. Absolute genius. Absolute genius. So, Vincent Gironda was an American professional bodybuilder, personal trainer, author, co-founder of the supplement company, and owner of the celebrity frequent Vince Gym in California. His nickname was the Iron Guru. He began lifting weights himself at the age of 22, and you see he got very good results in bodybuilding. Geronto was saying that bodybuilding is 85% of nutrition. It is so. I just confirmed it is so. He was actually the first low-carb, high-fat guru in the bodybuilding society, and till now, a lot of opposition and a lot of official advising different diet. But I say that he was right, and I try as much as I can to follow his advice. This is his maximum intensity program and maximum his diet to grow muscles quick. The recommended. Okay, so let's go on. For quick growth of muscles, Gironda would recommend up to 3 dozen fertile hen eggs a day, along with rose cream and fatty milk. Large amounts of eggs, he said, are equal to anabolic steroids in the effectiveness. However, he was against the use of steroids for physique development. Gironda's low-carb diet, his maximum definition diet, was used by countless golden age bodybuilders to get lean. This diet was meat and eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Vince regularly used cream, eggs, milk, red meat, and butter as part of his diet. It actually was the base of his diet. It is unsurprisingly that he disagreed oftentimes vocally with the official dietitians of his time. Gironda regularly prescribed liver tablets, choline, kelp, and the kelp is some seaweeds, and a lot of vitamins as well as protein powders to his clients. For Vince, supplements could and should be used as a part of a bodybuilder's diet. A cornerstone of the Vincent's diets was supplementation, and in this regard, Vince was once more a pioneer. Yeah, and I try to use some recommended supplements, and maybe I go even further with new development, with new knowledge in regarding the biology. I try to go even further. Many of the supplements he recommended are no longer popular among lifters, but his promotion of liver, brewer's yeast, and a host of other pills paved the way for today's world of creatine and pre-workouts. Prior to 1960s, weightlifters took supplements, but not in the quantities seen today. Aside from protein powders, many exotic-sounding supplements no longer in use by mainstream gym goers, such as choline, brewer's yeast, inositol, and wheat germ were used by thousands in better health and greater muscle gain. So, as for me personally, I try to use the yeast and inositol. And what about choline? I believe that I get enough from eggs. Vincent advised against long workouts, such as 1-2 hour marathon sessions. He commanded his trainees to move fast between sets with maximum intensity and low total volume. 1 minute rest between sets might seem short by today's coaches. Gironda often expected as little as 30 seconds, sometimes less. The low-volume bodybuilders increase the intensity of their workouts by using heavier resistance and pushing a set past the normal limit of the muscle failure. This is again, I try to follow as much as I can to these recommendations of Vince Geronto. Because of extremely high intensity, athletes typically performed half as many sets as the high volume trainers. Even for me, all the resistance exercise take only half an hour, not longer. And again, I move from one machine to another machine as quick as I can. It may take 1 minute or less. And if I make few sets, it is only 2, maximum 3 sets per session. Amount of proteins during the muscle bulking program has to be no less than 2.2 grams per kilo of the body weight per day, and even up to 3 grams per kilo of body weight per day. While it is recommended to consume the proteins in 3 meals, a portion of proteins before the bedtime can be about twice larger than during day meals. Indeed, release of growth hormone and testosterone get naturally to maximum, while concentration of cortisol is at its minimum in the first half of the night. Best sources of protein include eggs, red meat, beef liver, dairy product, poultry, fish, and seafood. There is an official opinion that so-called balanced diet is better for muscle bulking. This again is my opinion. I try to follow Vince Geronto advice, and this works for me, absolutely works. Yet I may recommend, it's my personal recommendation, to follow the Vince Geronto's diet. For better use of proteins, the diet is supposed to include enough of saturated fatty acids, mostly from animal products. With full adaptation to the use of fat as fuel instead of carbohydrates, concentration of cortisol in the blood plasma is reduced. Therefore, muscle bulking is more efficient in comparison with so-called balanced diet. Eggs have proper balance of healthy fat with high quality proteins. The Vince Gironda diets were a low carbohydrate eating plan. Also, carnivore diet is getting very popular now. It was rare during his time. Vince Geronto created many diets, more than just steak and egg diets, and 36 eggs a day diet. He said, I prefer to use fats as energy sources over carbohydrates since they sustain the body blood sugar level for up to 6 hours and as fuel sources burn slowly. In fact, the use of fat as fuel burns body fat. So this is Vince Geronto's meat, eggs, and water diet. So some fish, poultry, eggs, and red meat. This can be a breakfast example. Okay, and another famous diet is 3 dozen eggs a day. So it is raw eggs, consumption of raw eggs, 36 eggs a day, in addition to meat and other proteins. The purpose of the 36 eggs diet is not just to provide a ready flow of the highest quality protein, which is necessary for building muscles, but also a huge infusion of cholesterol. Consumption of cholesterol has been proven to have a closer correlation with lean muscle gain than protein consumption. Okay, we need cholesterol. Again, it's very stupid that we have to limit consumption of eggs because of high content of cholesterol. We need cholesterol. Cholesterol is a great part of my detoxing program. And I try to eat as many eggs as I can, but unfortunately more than 14 a day I cannot yet consume because just I get satiety so quick. Vince claimed famously that a cycle of 36 eggs a day could have the same anabolic effects as a cycle of steroids but the cycle should last no more than 8 weeks. There is an evidence from a number of studies on saturated fat that it is a building which is a building block of cholesterol. That diet high in saturated fat increase testosterone production. Benefits of consuming raw eggs are discussed in publication I just cite here. Vince may have recommended a detoxification with fasting and vegan diet. This would sensitize the body to protein again, and after a week or two of detoxification, the person would return to the same diet or use different but similar diet to stimulate hypertrophy muscles again. So this is my own opinion. It is not Gironda's, but again, as I am in Thailand, so I consider that in addition to animal fat, coconut oil is a source of healthy saturated fats, which we should consume around 20 to 30% of the daily calorie intake for building muscles. Okay, so it's again my opinion that I stay on strict carnivore diet with a large portion of fats, mostly as coconut oil, because the meat which I buy here, it's lean meat. Unfortunately, it has not so much fat. I don't buy poultry, don't buy pork, but I try to eat some little bit organic meat. It is wild boar meat and also crocodile meat. Don't be laughing. Don't laugh on me, but because crocodile meat I consider delicious and very organic, and I consume a lot of this crocodile meat. But also eggs. Eggs are a big part of my diet. Okay, so again, I am not a medical professional. I am doctor in physics and science, and so I cannot give any medical advice. This I just express my personal opinion, which works for me personally very well. And but all people different, and somebody maybe decides it is not good for him. And okay, I don't insist. So this is materials in this video are only for educational information purposes, and the video may contain copyrighted materials such as pictures, and the use of which has not always been authorized by the copyright owner. However, since I am not getting any financial benefit from posting this video, I am not violating the patent law. I remind you that please comment, subscribe, like, ask questions, and share information. And have a wonderful day. Ciao.